Mick Corrigan here from Action Coach, and today I'm joined by Michael Huckerby. Michael is the Managing Director of Huckerby Hotels. Welcome, Michael. Great to meet you.
Hi, how you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
So tell us a bit about Huckerby Hotels then.
So Huckerby Hotels is a collection of two hotels in Lancashire. There's the award-winning Lawrence Hotel in Padiham, which is a boutique hotel. And then 6 months ago, we purchased the Whitehall Hotel, and that's currently just under renovation. We finished phase one and we move into phase two in November. And then it also has holiday home rentals as well, which are in Lancashire and over in the States.
Okay, and how's the business progressing?
So in terms of the Lawrence, it's never been busier. It's quite a unique product. It's probably the only boutique hotel, real boutique hotel in Lancashire. And then the Whitehall, the advanced bookings are brilliant. Obviously, turning around a business that was in decline has something I've never done before. I've always started a business from scratch. I've always took over places that were closed or kind of built them from nothing. So taking over a business from scratch has been a real learning curve for me, but we seem to have hit the bottom and in the last 6 weeks kind of are on the upward spiral.
That's great, great to hear. And how would you compare the two then, Lawrence Hotel and Whitehall Hotel? How
So
similar and different might they be?
I mean, the big difference is the Lawrence is established, running, and profitable and busy. The Whitehall um, is busy, but has a potential. The Lawrence has more or less reached its potential. We can't really get much more busy than we are. Whitehall, we could easily triple what we're doing, if not four times it. In terms of style, the Lawrence is a beautiful boutique townhouse, whereas the Whitehall is a traditional country house hotel, built in 1898 for a wealthy mill owner, and that's what we're trying to take it back to its Victorian roots.
All right, okay, so that's the vision.
Yeah.
So for anybody not familiar with the Whitehall and that maybe haven't used the Whitehall in the past, looking forward, what would you say would be the thing that would set Whitehall apart from other options that they might have for functions, weddings, whatever,
I
or
think
even staying?
I think it's the team that sets it apart. I am fanatical about service, and the little touches and the details and the experience. Working in America, I ran an advertising agency for a number of years in New York, and the service in America is second to none. And I think their motto is "Have it your way." That's kind of an American style of, when you want something, you have it your way. And I think that's what we do here. The people that we have in the team are amazing. From our operations manager, Josh, who's over both sites, he's been there for about 4 years. The thing that I really hit gold with when I bought this business, which I didn't even realize at the time, is the team that they had here are phenomenal. So the manager, Blake, is such a people person and understands that we're in a service role. And I think a lot of people don't want to serve anymore. He does a great job in what he does. So I think what makes us stand out is that the team. I can create a beautiful environment, but if the service doesn't match the look of it, then the whole thing doesn't work. And the right people in place is what makes the difference at Huckerby Hotels. Now, saying that as well, we have to then make sure that we are treating those people in the same way we would look after our building. So, whether or not we've had members of staff that were going to have to leave because they couldn't find accommodations. We bought a house and they now rent a house from us. We've sent them away to hotels. We have paid off some debts for them. We have helped to We've helped with childcare. Where we had a member of staff that was going through particularly hard time mental health. We paid for their therapy. So it's in the same way we have this beautiful building that we have to maintain. I believe in the philosophy of treating the team in the same way as we do the asset, which is maintain it, support it, and look after it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's well-worn phrase, isn't it? Your people are your greatest asset.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And great to see you adopting that. Fantastic. Good.
Thank you.
So what does the future look like, Michael?
Um, so the Lawrence is, like I say, it's at capacity. The only problem with the Lawrence is that our kitchen is very small. So we own the house next door. We're going to take part of that and extend the kitchen. It's a funny thing to when we're at this stage now, it's 6 years, that our biggest investment this year, which will be £160,000, is going to go on back of house. It's taken me a long time to kind of catch up with that investing in back of house is just as important in investing in front of house. So I'll spend £160,000 on something that no one can see. So it's not going to be, people aren't going to be like, oh, I'm going to go and stay there because of beautiful kitchens. But what that'll do is it'll mean that the things will come out quicker, things will come out better. But fundamentally, going back to what we said before, it's really hard to work in our kitchen at the Lawrence, especially when you're doing a wedding and then you've got a small restaurant going on and you might have room service or afternoon tea. It's not a pleasant environment to work in all the time. So doubling the size of our kitchen creates a better environment for the team to work in.
So you're moving from a pressure cooker to a positively melting pot.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
made that up, as you can tell.
yeah. I mean, at the Whitehall, this was built as a hotel in the 60s. So our kitchen here is probably 5 times the size of what our kitchen is at the Lawrence. So they don't have any problems in this kitchen. It's massive.
Mm, good stuff. So lots to be excited about for both hotels then going forward.
Yeah, and obviously renovating this beautiful Victorian property, creating an outdoor ceremony area, bringing the events that we have over at the Lawrence, the Drag Queen Bingo, the comedy event, the 6-course taster menus, all that kind of thing, bringing that over to the Whitehall. What we have here, we don't have at the Lawrence, is we have all this outdoor space. So summer parties, outdoor cinema, that's all we want to bring a calendar of events over to the Whitehall.
And what challenges do you see in putting that exciting package together?
I think that the Whitehall has a split reputation. So I think it's had quite a lot of years of neglect. So I think in order for us to get over that challenges, we need to rebrand the hotel. So we're going to take it back to, I don't know when this is going out, but nobody knows this yet. The building was actually built and it was called Springbank. So we're going to take the name back to Springbank Manor. So it'll be the first time the name's changed in 60 years.
Right. So how come it changed in the first place, do you think?
I think when the house was always called Springbank, and then when they took it over as a hotel, because it's in Whitehall, I think they just thought, let's call it the Whitehall Hotel because it's the only hotel in Whitehall.
Right, right. So your journey then, Michael, you've had a few ups and downs, I'm sure, along the way. What have been the learnings that you've had bringing that all together and a successful business?
So we used to have a restaurant in the Northern Quarter in Manchester. We were one of the first people to sell food in the Northern Quarter. And we kept that for 12 years. The rent went from 20 to 40 to 60 grand a year. And it became a business that was profitable, but not for what the input. So we'd probably make, by the end of it, I think we were making about 20 grand a year, and it was a drain on my time. I think I never realized that I knew you could sell a business, but I didn't think anybody would want to buy something I created. And we put it on the market, and I think within about 3 months, we had 3 offers and we sold it. If I could do it all over again, I would have sold it after year 7 or year 8. I kept it for 12 years, and I think that was a wrong thing to do. However, if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have learned the lesson. I'm a lot less emotionally attached to the businesses that I've got. So my first flat that I bought in Manchester, I've just listed that this week, and there was something emotional keeping me hold of that. For some reason this year, I don't seem to have that emotional tie. to assets that have kind of from the past.
Yeah. And if you were starting all over again with the benefit of that hindsight, what might you do differently?
I think about this quite a lot. I worked for people. I started when I was 23. I opened my first business at 23. I I worked for enough people to realize how to do it right. I didn't realize that I hadn't worked for enough time with people to realize how you do it wrong. And I think I made a lot of my mistakes on my own dime, whereas I wish I would have kind of gone into other companies and maybe done a couple more years, but I had this insatiable passion to just work for myself. And I wish I would have tamed that a little bit. I really wish I would have gone and worked for Starbucks. I think what Starbucks did, it's coffee. The most profitable thing we serve here, coffee. Coffee at £5 a cup. How they do it, and that's Starbucks magic, and how every Starbucks you go into in the world is exactly the same. That is a phenomenal gift that Howard Schwartz had. And I read a lot of his books and things that he writes because I admire them as a brand, how they took something so simple and made it so premium and did it so well across the world.
Yeah, systems running the business.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Great stuff. That's been fantastic, Michael. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best for
You're
the
welcome.
future.
And hopefully we'll see you one day at the Lawrence or the Whitehall.
I'm sure you will. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.